Hi, I'm Lisa Comfort from Sew Over It, and today we're going to go through some sewing techniques. Now I'm going to tell you how to do hand embroidery. This is what you will need. An embroidery ring separates out like this. They come in different sizes. This size is a good size. You can get really little ones and much bigger ones depending on the size of the design that you're embroidering. You will also need embroidery floss like this. You want to choose a good quality embroidery floss because you don't want your colours to run when you wash it, so a good brand like DMC is good. You'll need some little scissors that are nice and sharp to cut your threads, and an embroidery needle with a big enough eye so that you can thread your floss through it. So that's the equipment you will need. You will also need something to help you put the design onto your material. There are lots of companies that sell little transfer patterns that you can iron on, like you put that down on top of your fabric and you can iron it on, and that will give you the image to then embroider around. Or you might want to do some free embroidery and just design as you go, or you can follow embroidery paper patterns. So we need to first put our fabric into our embroidery ring. Now the material you use completely depends on what you're doing. You can use a looser weave such as muslin, or you can use something quite thick. There are no rules with hand embroidery. You can use whatever you want and experiment, and you can see what the results will be. You want your cloth to be nice and tight in the ring, but not so tight that it distorts the weave. That's a good tension. Okay, my cloth is ready. Now I need to decide how many yarns of the floss I'm going to use. There has 6 strands. I'm just going to separate out 2 strands, okay? You can see I'm just smoothing down the thread and getting rid of most of those twists. Now traditionally, you don't want to have any knots at the back when you start off, and what you do is move the thread backwards and forwards for the first few stitches so that you weave it into your stitches. However, if you want to cheat, you can just tie a knot in the back and make sure that it's neat afterwards. This will depend on the project you're making and whether the back will be visible at the end. When you're embroidering, there are 2 methods. There is a stab method where you literally go in 1 stitch and out the other stitch. There's also a hand sewing method which applies to some stitches where you go in and out in one go. For the hand sewing method, you will need a little bit more slack on your fabric. It can't be too tight, otherwise you can't angle your needle in and out. There are lots of different types of stitches that do different things, from outlining to filling in, different textures that require different amounts of threads. Those are the basics for hand embroidery.